Hey Akshay, welcome to day 1000.
Hey Kavan, how's it going?
All good. When I met you at the Forbes event, I knew that I definitely have to touch base and get you on this edition. You've been on Shark Tank, you've had a previous startup, you raised funding from some top-notch investors, and you're building in a newish category for India. So something a lot of founders would want to kind of replicate for themselves and be in your shoe one day. But before I get into all of that, can you quickly introduce yourself and your company for the ones who don't know?
Right. So hi, I am Akshay. I am building Culture Circle, which is Asia's number one hype and luxury marketplace across categories. For example, Jordans, Yeezys, or Miu Miu handbags, glasses, everything else. Everything which is cool and everything which is hype, right? We have launched officially in Jan 2024, which was roughly 1.5 years ago. And we came on Shark Tank India season 4 in Jan 2025. Since Jan 2024 is 20 lakhs in GMV, we've scaled up to a 10 CR GMV number, which we closed September recently. Our current stage is that we are predominantly online and we are also launched 2 stores, 5 more to come within this year. We're speaking in 7th October, right? 5 more to come this year. We started a beta testing, a launch in Europe and Dubai, which should go live by November 25th of this year.
Fantastic. I think that's some phenomenal growth, which you've seen. Now, generally, day 1000 is for founders who've, finished the first 1000 days because
Yeah.
it's such a big problem. But you've done your own thing with your previous company, right? You've kind of done that 4 or 5 years there and then you've kind of started here. And it's always said that, repeat founders know a lot of things which they don't have to do. And I'm trying to kind of extract those insights, for all our listeners here. So, you could take the approach of also highlighting your previous company, which was more into AI and health, along with maybe even Culture Circle while answering the questions I'm about to ask you. Yeah. So the intention is that, there are three prominent questions everybody, is usually thinking of, and I'm going to try and unpack them for you. And the first one is getting your first users. I think you're operating in two different categories and maybe there are different playbooks for both of them. If you could kind of take one by one each of your startups and tell us how you got your first users, that'll be really insightful.
So I'll tell you what we did at Culture Circle, right? First, I'll tell you what we did at the Healthy Company. So the first venture we did was called the Healthy Company. It was functional foods and beverages across categories like weight loss or hair or skin, everything, accompanied with an AI app which helps you recommend what to eat, what not to eat. This was Ben in 2018 when AI was not a buzzword. So me and my co-founder engineers first, right? So we built this off over like a 2 week marathon sprint. So getting our first users in the Healthy Company was purely via, doing a lot of offline events. We used to take our products in a lot of societies, melas, and our first billing ever, you not believe this, was in an offline event where we took all of our green teas there and somebody bought the product. And
Uh,
that was the time when we talked to a lot of customers and we, on their feedback, built the app because they came back to us and said, Ki, okay, buying a green tea from you is great, but what else should I do in my lifestyle? Tell me that because else I'm not going to lose my weight. So that was the plan. That was the initial set of customers because we had built the website. But again, nobody was coming to our website to buy any products back then. So we used to get a lot of on ground feedback like that. But for Culture Circle, it was completely opposite. So Culture Circle came out of a 2 day hackathon sprint. So me and my co-founder were in Goa actually, and we were discussing this problem that, you know what, I wanted to buy a pair which is UK 11. It was a sneaker priced around 20-30K, but with different websites and different Instagram sellers. And I was confused, ki, should I go for a website which is selling for 35,000 or should I go for two random Instagram sellers which are probably going to give it to me for 18,000? And the idea was prices fluctuate so much. I'm not sure asli aega, nakli aega. Then we built this out in 2 days in Goa, where I built the full logic, backend, scraping systems, and my co-founder built all the front end for it. So what we did was to get our first users on the platform. We simply made an Instagram page and we used to post a photo of one sneaker along with 10 different prices. Like that was a USP, right? We help you compare prices across thousands of sellers. We used to just do 3 Instagram posts per week and we let the platform be like it was a passion project. You're not earning any money from that project. After 6 months, We realized we had 50K organic visitors on our website monthly. And we randomly opened Google Analytics one day and be like, wait, how are these users coming from? Where are they coming from? This is just a passion project. We can we potentially even earn money out of it? And then we realized that Instagram had slowly blown up because all we used to do was just use, we used to call them heat posts. We used to post them thrice a week, and that's just it. It went viral because of high word of mouth. So, what we realized, to get our first 100 or 500 or 1,000 customers, we focused heavily on product. We went back and back and back. Ki, if I'm building a product, would I use it? Yes, because I was solving it for myself. I kept adding features, image search feature, a lot of features. And then turns out a lot of the people really liked what we were doing and they just shared it to a friend. You know what, Kavan? If you want to buy something next, there's this app called Culture Circle. Just search for anything and they'll help you compare prices. That was our basic agenda when we got our first 100 or 500 users in Culture Circle.
Fantastic. So in one area you have like PLG, product led growth, which was really kind of driving a lot of your initial user acquisition. And in the previous one, it was offline events. Like it's such a contrarian thing, which you
Act
mentioned.
exactly two opposite ends of approaches.
So, as a founder, if I'm trying, let's say I'm sitting on a concept or I've just shipped an MVP, what's the decision framework I should use to know what should be the channel? Is it just hit and try or is it a certain strategy you've used?
Honestly, just hit and try. Like, we can think of 100 different things. You can ask your friends, what should I do next? Or you can open up this video and listen to an Akshay Jain speaking and telling you what to do. That is not going to work. Honestly, the only people who can tell you what to do is your customers. So for us, how we're building Culture Circle is we honestly come up with 10 different things to do, but we only do those which have been actually recommended to us by our own customers. So till date, what we do is we personally, me and Devansh, reach out to our customers on a daily basis. Like, not all of them, probably 5 a day, 10 a day from our personal WhatsApp numbers. Hey, thank you for purchasing from Culture Circle. Is there anything else you're looking for which is not there? Is there anything you'd like to recommend to us? And Samne se they only tell us. Yeah, I was checking this out, but it's not there. Can you add this Miu Miu handbag or a Pull&& handbag? So this is what we do. Like every strategy of ours is based on customer feedback. Like what are they telling us to do? Either we have it or we don't have it or we need to improve heavily on it. So considering it like an offline strategy or a product led growth, if my customer says that I would prefer to come offline to a store and check out a 50,000 product item, which is true for a lot of cases, then we launched offline. Because a lot of the customers said, yeah, I have cash. I want to pay in cash. Or you know what? I'm about to buy a 1 lakh rupees handbag. I would like to see it in person before I make a purchase online. That was the time we decided, let's do an offline stores in Delhi, Mumbai, Hyderabad, Pune, across cities. Because you know what? My customers are asking for it. So that has been the number one thing we've followed and like will continue to do so.
Fantastic. Yeah, often people feel that you need an insight, then you do an action, but you have to actually do an action to get the insight. And the most common action you must do as a young company is talk to customers. And
Agreed.
so
Keep
much
talking
was
to
covered.
customers. Yeah. Keep talking to customers, bug them until they ask you to stop.
Exactly. The temptation founders sometimes have when they feel they have a PMF, they think they have a PMF, they think their product is good, and they, start spending money, right? Because you want to grow fast, you want to build fast, and you end up regretting a lot, right? Like I'm in my 11th year of running Indiefolio, and there are so many mistakes you made, along the way. I'm curious to know from you, again, please take examples of both for companies because you're at different stages. What's the spend you regret on Culture Circle as well as the healthy company?
Yeah, I'll tell you. In the healthy company, I told you, right? We started with the offline events, then we launched heavily on our website and app. The number one thing I regret is we never looked at our customer retention and organic word of mouth journeys. Retention is still a very quantitative metric to have. We can track that. But word of mouth and organic, it's very qualitative. I'm sure you can have referral codes inserted everywhere. That is very qualitative and we never were able to attribute any sort of number to it. But what were we good at is paid ads. We were actually good at it. Like we used to run ads for like 25 lakhs a month, 30 lakhs a month, and we used to get 4 का ROAS. आता था 1 सवा करोड़ का अच्छा सेल आता था. Problem कभी नहीं हुई. When the moment one of our reasons was ad accounts got blocked because like we were promoting weight loss, there were a lot of guidelines to not do so. Moment my ad accounts got blocked, I realized my sales dropped drastically. From a crore to zero ad spend, it went down to probably a 10, 20 lakh number. And that is when I realized that my brand, I'm pushing well, but there is no organic pull towards my brand. And that is the spend I regret. I could have easily delayed, spending up to a 25, 30 lakhs number. That is not a good, that's not a low spend to have. That is a very high spend to have. That is what I would prefer that I would have delayed, built out more organic channels, probably figured out how can I track word of mouth. And that is where in Culture Circle, we actually changed the name of the game. Now, ad spend till date is also on the higher bit, but we never pushed ad spend in the first 6 months. First 3 months, there was pure like, oh, organic Google visitors. We were not monetizing it. The day we figured that, oh, we might just have a lot of customers talking about us, that is when we monetized Culture Circle. Even after that, we had minimal ad spends doing ROASes of, let's say, 50x, whatever. Still high luxury market. But what we changed here and what I not regret doing in Culture Circle is this: I did not pay Meta or Google anything substantial. It was a minuscule spend. All we used to focus on, like, even if you open up Culture Circle's Instagram today, we have put in all of the hard work to build probably, let's say, it's a 265K Instagram following right now. All of it is in content. Like, let's give good value content. Let's get good traction on organic customers. And we track that via Google Analytics, word of mouth, app referrals. थोड़ा बहुत भी जितना हो सकता है. After we were absolutely sure that yes, if tomorrow my ads would not exist, I would get revenues. Only then when we did paid ads. Again, the same thing happened in July. I was having an ad spend of, let's say, X, right? And I had a revenue of around a 7 crore number. In August, my ad accounts on Facebook, they got blocked because of some invoice payment issue, like a random error, which could have happened. And the Meta team is the worst to reply to. So for 15 days, my Meta ads were off, but my August revenue was at par July. It had crossed July's number exactly. So that is again one thing which I hope to God does not happen to any founder. But if you want a real test of your organic traction, turn off your Meta ads for 1 month. If you have the balls to do it, then you would be able to understand that do you even have organic customers or returning customers. And that is what I'd say. Ki I regretted heavily the ad spends I did in the healthy company, but I am very proud that till date in Culture Circle, we focus and value our retention organic customers way more.
Can you go a little bit deeper there, right? You There was a reason in your previous company you started spending more on Meta. And there's a reason probably in Culture Circle where you are focusing more on organic. What is that? Is like, because building a brand sounds very vague and wishy-washy, right? Like, how do you do that? Is it social media following? How do you track pull? How do you track genuine retention, and any metrics if you want to share for somebody building in the consumer space?
Yeah. So they got organic, organic word of mouth retention. Honestly, these are one of the toughest metrics to track. Retention is the only metric you can track, honestly, into two parts. First is repeat revenue. How much of your revenue you've done in September, out of which existing customers came in. Metric number हर brand के लिए vary करता है, but should be closer to a 30 to 40% number. Out of all the revenue you're doing, 30 to 30, 45% number तुम्हारा should come from existing customers. But again, this also varies by the scale of growth you're doing. If you are increasing month over month rapidly, that repeat revenue would be much lower because your denominator increases, no? So what we do is repurchase revenue. Repurchase is from your 0th month, how many people come back in the first month, 3 months, and 6 months cycle. Wo, if you have strong, that is the strongest metric to track. So retention should be solid until you have these numbers I'm telling you. Don't do paid ads or do minuscule paid ads for like branding or whatever. But ultimately, what you asked me, right? Organic, word of mouth. ये दो ही चीजें होती हैं जो brand बनाता है. Ultimately, brand looks like anyone can open a brand. That is true. Tomorrow, I can open up 10 Shopify websites and do user chat GPT to quote 10 brand names. But what a brand is would your friends or your target audience stand in a group and recommend to use your brand? If that is true, then you can, I think, truly call yourself a brand. For example, if somebody bought from me, would they go to the other person and tell them, you know what, check out this app called Culture Circle, uspe sab mil jata hai. That is the moment I would realize, yes, now I'm on the track to build a brand. If that is not happening, I mean, if I'm not either recommending it to someone else or if I've had bad experiences, that is not a good brand to have. So that is why we are also have a very solid philosophy. Just do whatever customers tell us because we're building it for them.
Right.
Ultimately, they are going to be my best marketeers out there who want to tell hundreds and thousands of people. Hence, we don't do meta ads, Google ads alone. It has to be organic. It has to be word of mouth. Like if we even launching a category, I won't launch a category until a lot of people, including my customers, have recommended it to me.
Mm.
Else on my cut, I don't launch any. That is the metric to track basically if I'm doing what my customers are telling me. And that is a true testament of building a brand out.
Fantastic. I think this requires a lot of patience, a lot of focus on customer centricity data, which sometimes, people don't do. Often they see these quotes of, Steve Jobs and all these folks saying, yeah, I will tell the world what will work and I'll be right, which is exceptionally rare. Like it's a big, big exception.
Yeah, yeah.
We spoke about marketing channels and advertising channels, right? Generally, it's a bet founders need to take, or they are reading on another company's journey and trying to kind of learn for themselves. The scary part is it's a hit and try. Sometimes people end up losing too much money and time, and their bank account kind of goes down. So, to kind of try and help the listeners to kind of be in that situation, I want to understand from you, in your opinion, which has been an underrated marketing channel generally in your eyes, and which has been an overrated marketing channel. We can start with underrated first.
Okay. Underrated marketing channel would be, I think for us specifically, it would be your Instagram profile. By that, I mean what a lot of people do on Instagram is they don't build their profile and content studio. What they're excellent at is ads on Instagram.
Mm.
What is underrated is to have viral content on your profiles. I
Mm.
can, off the top of my head, give you 5 brands who I personally love, but they have very average Instagram profiles. And you have no idea how much you miss out on discovery if you're reels, if you're pushing out good, valuable content, reels via Instagram profiles. So, again, I like to split this. I'm not talking about Instagram meta ads. I'm talking about building good content, and that is the most underrated thing. I'll see brands who are doing probably 5 crores in MRR, but their Instagram posts get like 26 likes. Imagine if a brand can do so well, what would happen if they had good viral content out there? So that is the most underrated marketing channel to have because Instagram, honestly, at the end of the day, everyone is spending 4 hours, 5 hours a day. You better make sure that if somebody is purchasing from you, you have a good audience there, good loyal audience who would send your profile next to other people out there and then build it out.
Absolutely.
Overrated for me, I think, would be WhatsApp. WhatsApp used to be doing damn good back in the day, but considering that WhatsApp has become very crowded, WhatsApp's message delivery rates have fallen drastically. So if I'm sending let's say a bulk blast to 10 lakh customers out there, probably 3-4 lakh को it'll get delivered. And then उसमें से ROI calculate करके does not work. So WhatsApp has become the most overrated channel these days. Rather, if you want to do WhatsApp, I'd recommend don't do a WhatsApp paid marketing activity. Do start doing WhatsApp communities. Add your highest value, most attentive customers in communities where your phone numbers are not visible to other people. Only the admin can see it. But push new channels there. Just like an Instagram broadcast channel, right? Push new launches, push new exciting news, inciting activities, newsletters over your WhatsApp communities and build out a loyal following. Because those are the people who will be just like, oh, wow, something new came in, a new launch. That's a very highly engaging channel I would recommend. So that's my take.
Right. I think a lot of focus on the organic feed content, the organic community building side of things versus just paying Meta to kind of serve your ads, right? Just a quick follow up there, right? Akshay, is that what you say is easier said than done. Brands who are doing good, 5 crores. So I know brands who are making thousands of crores who are getting 20, 25 likes on their Instagram page, right?
Yeah.
What do you think people are getting wrong here, and what have you cracked?
Yeah. Honestly, when you're building it again for a TG either you belong to, so it becomes very easy. What would be the content which I would love to see? We just post that out. From Culture Circle Instagram, we don't push our products that much on our Instagram handle. It'll be probably 1 out of 10 posts which will have our products or a sales ad or a sales reel. The rest 8 are fun informational reels and posts out there which have high shareability or photos of our customers visiting our store. Like we've made it non-salesy. What a lot of brands do is, which is not wrong, they tend to post a lot of products a lot. We've made our Instagram profile very much non-salesy. It's a fun profile to follow. We just do a lot of posts. For example, recently Tom Cruise got engaged. We did a fun post on that. Sydney Sweeney is collaborating with Bollywood artists. We did a fun post. Travis Scott is coming to India. All these three things have nothing to do with culture surfing, but it has a lot to do with the hip hop culture in India or abroad, right? So that is what we've cracked. You don't sell on your Instagram profile. Just push out content or information which might correlate with your brand and which might actually be enjoyed well by your customers or potential customers. So that is what we've changed. That
I
is
think
why I don't recommend doing meta ads. No, the number one reason is the moment you start doing meta ads, every communication you put out becomes very salesy. Honestly, a lot of brands exist in India which are running meta ads. Everyone's just trying to sell, 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 sell. As a customer, तुम खुद अपनी Instagram activity देखो. You also get pissed off if you see two Instagram ads back to back, right? And meta ads, I call it essentially a good cigarette to have. That is it. If you start meta ads, you can never quit. It's super addicting. And even if you try to quit, you'll get back on it right again. And the moment you quit, your body will just die down of energy. You'll have crazy withdrawals. Same with caffeine. That is why I don't recommend do meta ads. Build out good organic channels. Yeah, there are tons out there. Do TikTok, do Instagram profiling, do Reddit, WhatsApp communities. Build out a customer base.
I think some very profound things you just said, right? What happens is that people use this Instagram page as their consideration stage content, which is like a catalog. But they don't understand that people are not there for buying on Instagram. They're there to learn, get entertained, see what their friends are up to, or what the people they are into are up to. And that's why I think you have to be very good at understanding your category and your customer and seeing other than your product, what else is that customer interested in. So I think you've given a strategy which a lot of agencies charge lakhs of rupees every month for. So thanks for that.
I don't know, probably.
And I think that totally works well. So, Akshay, you've been incredible, super articulate, always love that. As a parting thought, we obviously spoke about these nuances, but as you know, the toughest part about being a founder is getting through these first 1,000 days, right? It needs a crazy amount of resilience. So, what's your advice to founders just starting up? How did you act? How do you actually get through the first 1,000 days?
Get a co-founder. Get a co-founder you can trust blindly. Even if you're sick or traveling, that other person should do the work. So I'll tell you what, I've seen a lot of companies, great product, great company, but they just fall out because, number one reason is co-founder conflict. So two things, like one is co-founder conflict is very much out there prevalent. So get yourself a co-founder who can trust blindly. And second is, if you have a co-founder, you can share the responsibility well with, because I don't, for example, do a lot of content things. And similarly, my co-founder does not get into ops, legal, or finance, right? We have shared responsibilities and it becomes very tough at the end of the day. Like everything which I'm saying, it's not like we have had the happiest moments. Like there have been ups, there have been downs, right? But what a co-founder helps, and even if like it super helps if he's your best friend, but at least a close friend you can be absolutely candid with. That helps in sharing a lot of things, because whenever I'm coming to work, it does not even feel like work. It just feels like I'm sitting in front of someone who can just have fun with. कि वो आज ये हुआ, आज ये बकचोदी चल रही है, whatever is happening. So if you're getting through the 1,000 days, just understand that it's not supposed to be rainbows and sunshine. It's supposed to be just super hard work. In return, if you succeed, obviously it's going to be super high reward also. But to get through those 1,000 days or your next 10,000 days or a million days, if you want to make that journey actually fun, get yourself a co-founder you can just trust blindly, be friends with, probably go out, party with. It's going to be tough, and that person along with you is just make it 100 times easier.
Superb. No, I think this is so important, and I fully, echo what you said. Thanks a lot, Akshay. I hope you had fun.
Yeah, 100%. If there's anything, let me know. Kavan.
For sure. And for everybody who stuck along, thank you so much for tuning in. If you'd like to hear another founder like Akshay, please subscribe to our channel and a new episode will come out super soon. Bye bye.
Bye.